Hello everyone, Jerry Tabatt with you again on another edition of our military community. Got a great show for you today. A lot of things going on in our community that the Military Affairs Committee is up on. They've got a lot of good things to talk about. And I've got two guests from the Military Affairs Committee, and I promise both of them will behave today. If not, we'll call security on them. And the one I'm really worried about is Aimee Bright. She's the Vice President of Governmental and Military Affairs at the Bay County Chamber of Commerce. And Garrett Anderson, who's the MAC chairman for the chamber. And Garrett, you promised to help keep her in line today.
I'll do my best, sir. I'll do my best.
Okay, well, it's great to have both of you on with us today. Before we get into this, tell me a little bit, Aimee, why did you get into the chamber to start with?
Well, Jerry, first of all, thanks for having me, and I do promise to behave.
Okay,
thanks
good.
For that. And thanks for having Garrett as well. Yeah, I'm a military spouse. My husband is retired Air Force, and so when the position at the chamber opened up for government and military affairs, it just really felt like it called to my heart, and went for it.
Sounds like a good idea to me. Garrett, why did you join up with the chamber and the military affairs committee?
Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate being here today. So I grew up in Bay County. So I love my community, and I want to be a part of it. I want to be part of something bigger than me and what I do every day. And so I enjoy being part of the chamber, and it's been a privilege to serve as the MAC chairman this year.
And that's the good thing about it is this Military Affairs Committee, and I'm proud to be a member of that also in the chamber. Thank you very much for letting me do that. But we're here to help this community out, and it seems like we come together all the time and we talk, and the Military Affairs Committee is one of the ways that we can bring out different things, explain different things, welcome people to our area, and just generally let people know what's going on. Aimee, I'm going to start with you. What's the mission of the Military Affairs Committee?
Well, the Military Affairs Committee is really set up to serve as a liaison between our men and women in uniform and their families and our and our business and civilian community in Bay County. And how we do that is finding ways that we can support them, how we can advocate for the missions all around, not just Tyndall, but of course the Navy base,
right.
The Coast Guard as well. And then just taking that message of what's important to our military members and their families out in the community and spread that with our network, so we can continue to hold the unofficial title of most military-friendly community that people have ever lived in.
And that's what's so good about it is you get out into the community and talk to the people. I mean, you can't sit in your office all day long and say, okay, we're going to do this, this, and this. Oh, maybe I should talk to somebody about it. But that's what
Sure.
we're here to talk to people with that. And some of the social events that you do, just briefly talk about those. We'll get into those a little bit later also, but what are some of the social things that you do out there?
Well, we like to welcome dignitaries when they move to town, and we like to say farewell as well after they do their duty here in town. It's important that we recognize those that are leading our bases with the proper social support structure. So when they come in, we like to give them a nice reception, introduce them to the community, and then when they leave, we want to say, hey, thank you for all you've done for our community, and best wishes to you, and you're always welcome back to Bay County.
And that's what's good. You make them feel like family, and that's the way I feel. This is part of a big family, and like I always just tell people, you don't have to have the same blood, but if you get together and talk to one another, you become friends and you become family. You can understand what's going on. Now, again, this has been going on since 1946, so that was even before. Well, not quite. Well, yeah, it was before I was born. There we go. Hey, good. I found one thing that was done before I was born. But this relationship that continues to build with Tyndall, now that they're in the process of rebuilding, and there's going to be so many things that the chamber is going to be involved in, along with the Military Affairs Committee itself. Now, as the chair, what are some of the things that you officially are responsible for, Garrett?
Well, I'll be the direct contact for the military leaders, the servicemen and women, if they have something that comes about or rises to the surface that the community can offer or help out with, we want to be the first people to help them with that, the first line of defense per se. And like for instance, when Chief of Staff Brown now came to town, I had the privilege of sitting at a round table with him, and I asked him, what are the top 2 or 3 things as a community we can do to help support the new squadrons of the F-35s, and of course affordable housing came up,
Right.
Health care and child care.
Yeah, and child care is very, very important, and hopefully we'll have enough time to get into that in just a couple of minutes. But, Aimee, being part of this makes you sit back and realize that it doesn't make any difference what part of the country you come from, if you were born here, or if you're a transplant into the area or whatever. We all have the basic same needs, and with your military spouse background, how does that help you when you get a new family and they come to you and say, I need help? I mean, how does that make you feel that they actually need your help?
Well, it always feels great to help families get situated in Bay County. I'm not from Bay County, but I do love Bay County. My husband was stationed at Tyndall 3 times, retired from the Air Force, and we chose to stay here because we love Bay County. We raised our children here, and so it feels great to be able to give back, the knowledge and pay it back in some way of people that have helped me when I've in my family when we've moved and needed resources and ideas and just information, or and sometimes just inside information, some of the dynamics of what school might not be best or might be best, what the traffic is like on 390 when you're dropping your kids off to school and that kind of thing.
And that's some of the things, Garrett, that in the Military Affairs Committee we all can help do. Is when a new family comes in, it's usually the man that's in the service, and they've got 3 things that they're concerned about. They're concerned about getting a place to live, they're concerned about getting their kids to school, and they're concerned about having driving distances to where they don't have to live in Chipley and go to work at Tyndall. They got to understand this. So what are some things that you can help with? Because I know you get calls from families coming in and say, I need help. How do you help them?
Sure. So there's a support structure on base, and there's folks that would reach out to the chamber if they so wanted to. We may have relocation guides that we print out.
Whole packets.
Right. Maybe you want to talk more about that?
Yeah, so we provide relocation packets to every active duty member that is checking in at Tyndall Air Force Base. They get a great letter from Garrett welcoming them to the community, and Garrett shares some of his favorite things to do in town, and why he loves Bay County.
Right.
And so that is one way to just sort of welcome them. The Chamber produces a relocation guide, so it explains all the municipalities, has a great list of schools, talks about where the shopping is, and just all the different things, recreational activities that you can do in the county. And the other thing that we provide in the packet is a street map of the whole county. And
That's
and
changing
so
all the time.
right, it is, but so much technology has changed so much, right? And so oftentimes we use our phones, and just use the app to get where we're going. But you'd actually be surprised, I think, to know how many of our younger airmen in particular really appreciate the paper map, because they want to open it up and look at the county. The shape is, the shape of the county is different, where the water is, where the bridges are, where Panama City Beach is in relation to Tyndall, where they could see, how far Chipley might be from Tyndall, so that helps them judge where they might want to live, and how, just how the county is laid out.
And it's such a great service, and the good thing about it, Garrett, is you don't have to make an appointment to come in. The front door is open Monday through Friday. You can come in.
Absolutely.
And the other good thing, it doesn't cost anything.
Nothing.
That's true. Yeah, thanks for free. Yeah.
Free.
And that's one of the good things that is always good for our military community like that. Now, we talked briefly about some of the events we have, and I was able to go to a couple of them, the hail, the welcoming new leaders in and everything, and it's amazing to talk to these people as they come in and see what their attitude is. They've been around, like General Brown has, and the gentleman, I can't recall his name right now.
Lieutenant General Nordhaus.
Yeah, and out at the Navy base.
Commander Mosey.
Commander
Yeah,
Mosey.
I know. And you talk with them, and it's not like, I'm in charge here now, you tell me what I'm going to do. They come to you and say, hey, you guys here at Military Affairs Committee, we're so happy to be here because you got your pulse on the community. How can we help you? And that amazes me, Garrett.
Oh yeah, it's a great system we have set up. Like with Commander Mosey, when we knew he was relocating to Panama City, we had a relationship with the previous commander at NSA, and he went out of his way and said, hey guys, I want to introduce you to Commander Mosey. He'll be in town. Let's go have lunch. So it was a group of us from the Military Affairs Committee met Commander Mosey and the outgoing commander and had a great lunch. And Commander Mosey after goes, gentlemen, this is fantastic. This is what you're doing is wonderful. And we've been nothing but there for him when he needs to bounce something off us.
And that's the attitude that when I first got into the chamber and the Military Affairs Committee, is everybody wants to help. They don't care about getting awards and accolades and having their picture on TV or name in the paper. They want to help their fellow person.
Yeah, and I'll say too that the chamber, overall does a great job in helping share the message too. We have our First Friday events where, and those are usually our most popular events. Are the ones where we are military focused. So, when we get our Tyndall updates, or we had learned about Space Force and the mission at First Air Force at Tyndall. That was recent. We've had the Coast Guard. Talk about all the great things happening and the service they provide to our community. 1 month, the chamber just focused on military spouse employment and changing the narrative so that the business community understands that military spouses have challenges in their careers. And there are not a lot of communities that would take that on and present that in your face.
Exactly.
So I think it's a great.
And that's what's good about it. In addition to, you talked First Friday, we've got a lot of people that are in the chamber that come there. And by the way, Garrett, this Military Affairs Committee is the biggest one we've ever had.
Yep.
And it keeps growing. So
it keeps growing. Thank
that.
you. Yes, sir. Thank you. 335.
Wow.
Yeah.
We need a bigger room. But the thing is these people, we all come together and we hear from different sections of our community. So that helps us to provide things that we need also. As far as getting the word out to different people. Now, as we go through and talk about things, you mentioned about the First Friday and that. One of the things that was talked briefly about, Garrett, and I'm going to get into that right now because it is such a dear topic for us to talk about. We really feel about this, and that's child care.
Sure, yeah. So the demand is huge for child care facilities. There's not enough of them in Bay County. This was brought to our attention by NSA and some folks at Tyndall. I know Tyndall's working on their child care facility now, but it's to a point where folks are having to make a decision whether to continue to work or stay at home to take care of children. So that's one of the legislative issues or on the legislative agenda for next year is to see if the chamber can help with facilitating or getting the ball rolling to explore additional child care opportunities.
And expanding on that a little bit, as a mom, Aimee, I mean, it is so important that our kids have the environment that is conducive to good learning and trusting and love and that. And when a family comes in, the mom really has no idea what's going on, and that's where it's so important to us that we can help them with getting child care if they need it.
Yeah, it's a struggle. It's not just happening here; it's happening every base.
Right.
It's
And it's going to
nationwide.
It's going to continue to happen too.
But we know that we can do, try to do our part here for our community, and like Garrett said, we'll be in the state, and hopefully more resources available to business owners to expand their operations or open new operations as well.
And if the community is listening to us right now or watching this, if they want to give you any suggestions, they send them into the chamber, to the Military Affairs Committee. You're more than happy to look at that. You know, we always look at other different events that's going on. So that's one big thing. And even though you know, leadership changes and everything, we are going to pursue that child care. And thank goodness we've got some great leaders in the government that are right there
and listening.
And
I think that's, you know, one thing that really sets us apart in Bay County
Exactly.
compared to other communities is that we're listening to the issues.
Exactly, and one of the other things that helps too is now that we have a ex-military person that's actually in the superintendent of schools position, so he understands what this influx is going to mean to the community. He understands how important it is, because not only is he locally, he's been worldwide. So again, we're gonna push and continue on that, and we'll keep everybody updated. We talked about a lot of the things we do, welcome dignitaries and all of that, but there's a lot of things that the community has going that the Military Affairs Committee is actually involved in. I know Aimee's got a whole list over there. Garrett, I'm gonna let you talk about one right now first, okay? We'll take her pen away from her.
Yeah.
Well, in regards to events, you know, we've had F-35 celebrations, you know, multiple celebrations of the F-35 squadrons coming to town. And they've been great, inviting civic leaders out and folks from the community to be part of that. And Aimee, what's next?
Well, I don't want to leave out some of the opportunities that Garrett has had as our chairman of the board of directors, and also as our MAC chair. He's had some pretty awesome trips.
Yes.
So I would like to make sure that we
Yeah,
cover those,
no,
because they're a big deal. I mean, Garrett will be very humble about it, but it's a big deal to be selected for these things.
There is. It's a lot of neat trips and opportunities. So last year we had an opportunity to go on a carrier embark trip out to the Gerald Ford,
Right.
Which was an incredible opportunity. Myself and Joe Holt, our incoming chairman, had the opportunity to spend the night, fly into the aircraft carrier and spend the night and disembark the next day via COD plane. So that was exciting. The MAC, a group of the MAC folks, probably 30 of us, I would say, were able to fly out. We were invited by Colonel Watkins out to the F-35 plant in Texas. And we all flew out to see the assembly line of the F-35 planes, and that was exciting. We got to see the first airplane, the first F-35 aircraft being built specifically for Tyndall, and get to sign the fuselage on that,
Right.
which was really cool. And you know, had various tours of Tyndall and NSA areas that are really will blow your mind, honestly, what's happening out on these.
The one at Tyndall, Aimee, that, you know, I was fortunate enough to be able to go on that. And I was stationed here at Tyndall. I got here in 1979, and it was a beautiful little base and everything, you know, all the nice buildings. And now, you go back out there and look at it, and it really hits home to what Mother Nature can do. So that was a good tour for us, but it looks like there's some good things happening.
Yeah, well, we saw a lot of dirt on that tour, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that tour, Jerry. And for everyone else, we did a rebuild tour at Tyndall for MAC members, and we got to get out, look at the dorms. Learned there as a PF Chang's coming on base,
Right.
and but also got to get out and see the F-35 and talk to some of the leadership there to, you know, learn
Right.
about the mission and how it's different from other jets that are in the Air Force.
Well, and that's the big change I can see. Like when I got to Tyndall, we had the T-38s and the 106s, you know, and now we've got these big F-35s. there, and it's just amazing, the technology and everything. But it's a good thing. The progress is a good thing. Now, we're coming up. We just passed Thanksgiving, but one thing I want to talk about is there's all kinds of holiday events coming around, and there's a couple of those that we're involved in big time. And Aimee, let's talk about, first of all, Sims Nursing Home.
Yes, so the Military Affairs Committee members are very generous every Christmas. We fulfill the veterans' wish list needs. And what's really important is the staff at Sims knows that they can count on us to fulfill some of those very specific needs. And like this year, we're looking for a stuffed Papa Smurf, because one of the residents there, they always refer to him as Papa Smurf. So they want to put that in his Christmas bag. But they need flannel shirts, or there were a lot of requests this year for sports teams paraphernalia, and so we're working on those, of course, gift cards and all of that. And last year at Christmas, we we're also able to help active duty families at all the bases at Christmas time too.
Yes.
So MAC members are so generous at the holidays to take care of our veterans and our active duty families. And I shouldn't say it's not just Christmas. They're very generous all year long.
Exactly. And it's I did a program with a couple of veterans, and it's just amazing. You talk to them, and their experiences they had comparative to the experiences I've had. I had it pretty good in the service compared to what they were going through in the 40s. What are some of the other events that holiday-wise going on that the Chamber and the MAC gets involved in to make it a better place in this community?
Well, we've had we try to attend Tyndall's tree lighting ceremony. They'll have some social and civic leader Christmas social events out on base, which we're invited to, and then we get ready for the next year.
Yeah.
And that comes around so quickly and all that. But what's really good about it, when we get out to these events and you see the kids in this holiday spirit, it just puts a big smile on their face. And to me, that smile on that child's face is a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Sure.
Yes.
And that's what makes it all worth it.
Yeah, it sure does.
Look at a smile on your face.
Yeah.
Garrett, she's going to hit you up for a Christmas present, okay?
That's fine. She deserves one this year.
Yeah. Okay. Now, we've talked about a lot of different things that go on in this community. How in the world do you inform our members, Garrett? What's going on in this community? Because if we don't get a chance to talk to you every day, we're going to miss something.
Sure. Yeah, no, we like to send out a quarterly memo, newsletter on what's happening with MAC and kind of recap what's happened in the last 3-4 months, and then we project ahead what's any events that are upcoming, and then we notify our board at our monthly meetings what MAC is doing, and Aimee works extremely hard, and staff being relevant with our efforts, and that's the biggest thing is we're front and center, and we just keep asking the question, how are we doing, what else can we do for you, and they appreciate that. The servicemen and women really appreciate that.
Aimee.
What Garrett
Oh
said.
my.
Yeah.
This is the first, Garrett. We stumped it.
I know.
But this community needs a lot of support, and the Chamber and MAC is really involved in giving support to this community. Aimee, I'll let you start with this. What are some of the, if you name the top 2 things that you like to do as far as supporting our community?
Oh, our military community?
Yes.
Only 2, Jerry? No.
Well, we got to say something.
Well, I'm really proud of our relocation packets that we take on base. That's something that we've just started doing over the last couple of years. And I know that they're making a difference because they keep asking for them. When they're running out, we get a call or an email, and it says, "I'm ready for another batch."
Right.
And so I'm really proud of that. And I know, and I hear from spouses and other family members that those are extremely helpful to them. They really appreciate that.
Garrett, I'm going to give you the opportunity to talk about this. I don't know, maybe some people haven't heard about it, maybe a lot of people haven't heard about it, but May 24th, I think this is the 24th, we're going to have the air shows back in town again out at the beach.
May 4th.
May 4th.
May 4th,
And
okay. No, it was in
4th.
May. But
Yes.
that's going to be special because we're going to be involved in some of that also.
Absolutely. Yeah, so the Max part of that event will be supporting Tyndall and however we can with that event, but that's going to be exciting. all the aircraft flying over the Gulf out on the beach
Yeah.
is going to be really cool. Colonel Watkins and his leadership and servicemen and women at the base wanted to see that happen this year, even though the base isn't ready for it, but they're going to figure out a way to
Right.
to bring that show to Bay County and be proud of what we're doing.
And I think it's a great demonstration of how, different organizations want to support and work together.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
we're working with the city of Panama City Beach, we're working with the TDC to make it happen for our community.
Yeah, there's a lot of people involved with that. So.
And that's one thing that we're very proud of, is how important the military is to this community. If it wouldn't be for the Coast Guard, the Navy, and the Air Force, and all of our retired people, Bay County would be a totally different looking area. And I know you're in the construction business, Garrett, so these booms actually they're good for business, but it makes it difficult also.
Well, it makes it difficult, but it's good. I mean, the change is good. The bases are growing, they're thriving, they're putting money into the bases and the technology, and that's only going to enhance our community with return on investment. You get folks moving to town, they want quality homes, they want quality schools, so it's going to raise the bar for us. And I'm glad to see that from the school superintendent to our local politicians and state politicians, they're in it for the long haul. They
Right.
want to see it happen. So, and it's happening.
And that's what's so good about it. You know what? We're starting to get close to running out of time here, so I'm going to give a chance for each one of you to give some closing remarks. And Aimee, go for it.
Oh, gosh. Well, again, Jerry, thanks so much for having us. It's always a pleasure. And, I'm just really proud of the work that our community does to support our military families. And, it is true. We say it a lot, but it really is true. We always hear that Bay County is the most military-friendly community that people have ever been a part of. And that's that's something that we can all be proud of, because it's not just one person doing the work, it's all of us doing
Exactly.
the work. And so really happy about that.
Garrett?
Yeah, I think on the same lines, what I've seen this year as MAC chairman is the military leaders, they love these social events, they look forward to them, and they always are very sincere in saying Bay County really, really extends their hands out to be helpful and is so friendly. And that makes me feel great. 335, 340 MAC members, they're giving donations, we're in tune to what's happening on the bases, and we want to support and continue to support and show that goodwill towards the servicemen and women that live in Bay County.
We could go on here for another half an hour, but I'm going to have to close it down. But I'd just like to say thank you to both of you for coming in today. It's been a pleasure to have you on this panel this morning. And Garrett, your leadership over the past year, I'll tell you what, it's been great. So keep it up. And Aimee,
Thank you.
I can always count on a smile on your face. And if you have any questions, you guys will be there to answer it. So
Absolutely.
again, we thank you so much for tuning in today, listening to what's going on in our community. If you like this program, let Gulf Coast College know about it, and let the Military Affairs Committee know about it. We'll keep you informed on it, and we'll keep you informed on all the issues that continue to affect this wonderful place that we live. Until next time, everyone, I hope you have a great day and enjoy the wonderful area that we live in. Be part of the family. Until next time in our military community. Have a great day, everyone.